is the Big O Show.
So, David, how are you doing, my brother? How you feeling after that game today?
No matter how good I'm feeling, I can't be feeling better than the Miami Dolphins after that game. 70 points, almost an NFL record, a franchise record, and then also just shy of the NFL record of yards in a game. We witnessed history today. Oh.
Yeah. Although I got some idiots that are complaining about not going for the field goal to go for the record. It's like, God, you morons. It's like, bro, enjoy the moment, please. Because, you got easily one of the 5 best offensive minds in the NFL, easily one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the NFL, and easily, is this the best offense in the NFL?
Right now, it looks like it on all accounts. I mean,
right? It's not even close.
Any other answer right now would be would just be asinine to even assume. So, yeah, and I mean, Mike McDaniel, we did ask him, of course, at the end in the press conference why he didn't go for the record, and he said it would have felt too much like chasing points. He's a big. He mentioned karma. He doesn't want that bad karma going around. He would hope it's the same way if someone was doing that to his team. Of course, it's not looking like he'd be on the other side of it with the way he's going. And Tua also, he said it's just about respect in the NFL, so they didn't need to do that. They proved plenty with their play the first 59 minutes and whatever seconds. Yeah,
they proved enough already. Tua already sent the 50 burger by the end of the third quarter. And does Sean Payton still think that Teddy Bridgewater can take his job, by the way?
Yeah, I don't think so. I want to know what Sean Payton was telling him after this game. Was telling McDaniel if I'm not sure if they had a handshake, hit him into.
Oh yeah,
I imagine they
had
did.
A handshake.
It was on camera.
Something.
Yeah,
there was some pleasantries, not nothing bad, but you can tell that Sean was like Sean was like, "Hey man, great job. You outcoached the shit out of me." That kind of stuff. It almost seemed like that kind of attitude, like, "Hey man, kudos to you. You and your staff did an amazing job." So
McDaniel, right? To McDaniel. Yeah, was there one with Tua? Was there one with Sean Payton and Tua? Did the cameras
I didn't see that one. Yeah. I didn't see that one.
That's what I was wondering, if there was something like that. But yeah, coaches, of course, they always shake hands. I was really wondering if Sean Payton had a moment with Tua after the game. That would have been something.
Yeah, that's and again for Tua, A-Chain, all that Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook talk. I mean, it sounds so stupid now, so ridiculous when you watch what A-Chain and Mostert did today on the ground, dude. That was impressive and a half, brother.
As we have a cameo with Safadine, who I think is either joining the show later or has already.
Not yet, later. There he is. He'll be on right after. There he is.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the last thing you asked me? I was looking at Safadine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. What was the last thing you said?
No, that the running game, dude.
Yeah.
After all the talk of Cook and all that other stuff, to watch what happened with those guys, that's amazing. 200 yards by A-Chain, 100 yards by Mostert. There's a reason why they weren't desperate for a running back. And every time there was interest, I kept telling everybody it was about low-hanging fruit. If you want to give them away, we're here. But we're not here to overpay for anybody.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I'm writing today after this game, is that this run game and to the greatest extreme is proving that why this team did not need to go after either Jonathan Taylor or pull the trigger on. Sure, yeah, they inquired, looked into it, but they didn't need to make that move on either Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook. I mean, this run game with what it has already, and drafting Devon A-Chain, which we saw for the first significant NFL action that he's had, I mean, that was phenomenal. His third NFL game, he's going for 200 rushing yards. It's just insane.
What do we know about Connor Williams? What do we know about Jalen Phillips? What do we know about some of these injuries?
Yeah, nothing yet. Mike McDaniel did not have any updates on any of the injured players, but he said he was speaking to one of his trainers and that he didn't seem too worried. I wasn't sure if he was talking about any one of the particular players, but I think he just meant in general of the several players that had left. So Connor Williams and Jalen Phillips included in that.
Teron Armstead came away healthy too, it seems. So that's really good that you were able to play him and get him ready for the Buffalo game, because Buffalo did well today against Washington.
Yeah, what was it, 30-0? That was the last time I saw the score.
And they got a good defense, Washington, dude.
Yes, they do.
It's not an easy defense to crack.
Yeah, that's nothing to scoff at either. So these two teams are going in hot. They're going into this big AFC East showdown. Dolphins 3-0, and then, of course, Buffalo now reeling off 2 in a row, looking good in both of them after what had to be an embarrassing game for them in that opener against the Jets with Aaron Rodgers going down, and they still fall on Monday Night Football. But and then Teron Armstead, yeah, you mentioned him, that getting him a game like we've been talking about the last 2 weeks is you get him the practice week, get him the game, and now you've got that game under his belt, and he came out of it healthy. So now just only better things from him you can imagine. And even on that first A-Chain touchdown, second touchdown of the many that the Dolphins had today, he was running behind Armstead there on that one, and A-Chain really is showing some tackle breaking ability for his frame too.
Yeah.
I was surprised at that run.
Yeah, but he's thick. He's not a skinny kid or anything like that. When you see A-Chain, he's built, dude.
Right.
It's not like he's a little scat back or anything. He's a little fire hydrant, you know.
Yeah.
So he's got some thickness and some balance to him too, and his vision is just absolutely phenomenal. Did you see in the locker room Craycraft, Wilkins, or Phillips at all?
No, didn't see them. I was at the podium with where Mike McDaniel, Tua, Raheem Mostert, Devon A-Chain were all talking, so had to get that. But I did not see them either in the hallways or anything like that before I was finishing up. As I wanted to get down there early, but then as I'm waiting on a record potentially and how that could change the whole story, I had to stay upstairs to see if my story needed some updating.
Well, I mean, you got the record, right? I mean, Tua's won 10 straight against Super Bowl winning coaches.
Was that one too?
5-0 against a coach that's won 6 Super Bowls. I don't know, dude. I don't know what else does Tua need to prove. I'm not exactly sure if there's anything else except for staying healthy.
Yes.
I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, I think he answered a lot of those other questions last year with the 25-8 touchdown to interceptions and leading the league in passer rating. So when he was healthy last year, then I think a lot of people, even nationally, the pundits that were down on him, they kind of took a step off of their previous narratives, and everything just shifted at that point to, well, but can he stay healthy? So now that'll be the main thing. If the Dolphins keep him healthy and he keeps going like this, then the sky's the limit for this offense, especially with the run game that we're seeing now.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, listen, dude, I'm old. We've never had this balance since I was a kid, like a child, not a kid, a child in the 70s. We have never had this. This is what used to piss me off about Marino. Not Marino would piss me off. That Shula could not get him a running game. Shula could not get him a defense. All those kind of things. Because it's funny how, well, you know, hey, you still got to build around. Tua needs a perfect team. No, dude. Everybody needs a perfect team. That's just the way it goes. Even the great Dan Marino didn't have a perfect team, so he didn't win. We haven't seen this kind of stuff since the 70s, brother. Nobody's had this kind of balance ever.
Yeah, I wasn't alive for the 70s, and I wasn't alive for maybe half of Marino, and then too young kind of, and then just getting into football at the end of Marino's career. But yeah, so I mean, definitely by far the most complete Dolphins team I have seen. And then, you definitely have to go back. I would hear about all those Marino years where he wasn't complimented with the run game or the defense didn't have that. Then right after Marino, then of course you have the Ricky Williams and the Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, cornerbacks,
no QB.
Madison Esertan,
but no QB.
But then you didn't have the QB, so it was just always one or the other. And then the last 20 years have kind of been mostly rough, but
mostly defense, mostly defense, and very little. The only time you had an offense is Ricky, Ajayi, and Lamar Smith. That's it, dude.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all. That's the only time. Whenever you had an offense, it's because you actually had a bell cow.
Yeah,
that's it. It wasn't like there was a quarterback that could carry you. That was 13. And now here you got this guy now. And that's why I'm saying that. That's why I keep reminding everybody, this is the best team since the early 90s. If they start winning, we start going to the 80s. If they go deep into the playoffs, we have to go to the 70s. This is the best coach we've had since Don Shula.
Yeah.
This is the best front office we've had since the 70s. Since Beathard and Joe Thomas. This is the best front office. By the way, is Tua now the leading candidate for MVP through week 3?
I would think so. So what's going on elsewhere? I know. So Patrick Mahomes is always going to be up there, but I mean, he hasn't put up the numbers so far the way Tua has. But odds-on favorite through 3 weeks. Yes, Tua is the leader in the clubhouse very early, and a lot of these other guys, these big-time quarterbacks, are going to have a lot of weeks to make their run. But yeah, right now, when I see whatever email from different odds making websites and these PR emails where they send sports writers the updated odds, I expect to see Tua Tagovailoa as the favorite for MVP and not a tied for favorite. He should be the sole possession of favorite in those betting odds.
All right. Can you believe 3 weeks in, the Dolphins are the only undefeated team in the AFC?
Man, wow. So yeah, because Baltimore lost today and they were the only other ones. Yeah, there's still a few in the NFC, but so I think the 72 Dolphins, if the Dolphins remain, the current Dolphins remain as the only undefeated team, I think they'll just celebrate when there's just one team left unbeaten, right?
Yes, if it's Miami, I think the 70s guys won't mind if it's the Dolphins trying to achieve that record.
That's where they pop the champagne at that point.
Nobody's going to lose, bro. Nobody's going to go undefeated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, right now, you may have the best offense in the NFL. You may have the best team or second best team in the NFL. You may have the best quarterback right now, statistically MVP like in the NFL right now. Your defense, after the first week of allowing all those yards, they've shut down the running game in the last 2 weeks here. So they've kind of balanced out themselves on defense, my friend.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's just all phases, clicking on all cylinders. One thing I say, I know it's a little cliche, but it just really is. This is the epitome of that. This is what Tua is playing at such a high level in the passing game, completing his first 17 passes. He's not even throwing an incompletion for that first half onslaught before you even throw it on them even more. And the run game is going the way it is. And then defensively, even when there was a couple moments like the fourth down that they didn't get, and then, if Denver scores here, that now it's a little bit close. And did Mike McDaniel give them some momentum by doing that? No, they got to stop. They stepped up. And then also 3 takeaways defensively. Javon Holland punching balls out against Cortland Sutton twice. He had to, he saw something in the way Sutton was carrying that ball. He knew he could get those out of there. So AVG, Kader Kohu coming up with those, and Emmanuel Ogbah, right place, right time on the tip ball interception. These are the type of winning plays that you love to see.
I got to go back and watch the film and see how the line played, but specifically how Liam Eichenberg played, having to fill in for Connor Williams, because we don't know how serious the Connor Williams injury is. I did notice a couple of high snaps from Liam Eichenberg. Plus, there were a couple of high snaps from Connor Williams, too, that weren't necessarily perfect. But I don't know. What did you notice? Because there's so much offense going on. I can't necessarily focus all on the line.
Right.
Did you notice anything when Liam was in there?
Yeah, I couldn't pick up too much outside of watching live. Yeah, there were a couple snaps, and which is something that you do get with Connor Williams anyway. Williams also a couple holding calls today against him, which the Dolphins were able to overcome on that one first half drive where they got set back to 1st and 20, 1st and 17, and then, okay, no problem. Chunk play. And I think that was a drive that ended with the first no-look shovel pass from Tua to A-Chain. So, the offense is going so well that you can casually overcome holding penalties that should be drive killers for most teams, but you just go ahead and pick up from 20 yards in a couple plays and get right back to it. But
are you in a media room with a lot of guys, or are you in separate booths that's only a couple of people?
Oh, right. I'm in the if you're familiar with the Hard Rock Stadium press box, the dining area over to the side.
Okay,
behind me is like a hallway where right over there, those are the press box seats that overlook the field.
Okay, so there were several people then, is what you're telling me.
Several people
watching. You're in where there's a whole ton of media watching.
No,
right?
no. Where I am watching me currently, no, or just people.
No. Where you watching the game? Were you with other media members watching the game?
Oh yeah, while the game was going on.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so that's why I want to set the stage.
Okay.
No look Tua. What was the sound in that media room?
Probably a lot of ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, some
All
ooh, some ahs.
Right. Okay, that was cool. That was cool.
Right. Actually, I didn't pick up that it was no look until the replay. Yeah. So
you were still typing the last play.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I saw the play develop, but I didn't catch where his head was looking on the play until the replay, and that's just so impressive.
Dude, I mean, again, it's just Van Ginkel played well. I was really happy with Agba, because the poor guy has kind of lost some playing time with Van Ginkel, but then here goes Phillips again. So now you need Agba, and he's proven that he can help you out in the defense. So that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and I mean that he's a high-paid guy and someone who just had those back-to-back 9-sack seasons not too long ago. It's not that distant of a memory. Of course, then when he did get paid, then last year production fell off, and then obviously had the injury situation. But if they can get something out of him too, then I mean that's just depth. And even when Jalen Phillips goes down, and when you have to rotate guys, move guys around, when Andrew Van Ginkel would be your first guy up like he was against New England, but then different packages. If you can rely on him, then that's huge for this defense.
All right, I said this 2 weeks ago in the Chargers game. I am convinced that Mike McDaniel wanted to send a message to everybody in the league that Brandon Staley's not better than him, and Brandon Staley's not going to take away any part of the field, not the middle of the field. And that's why he attacked the middle of the field like, brother, he attacked it like Flintstone attacks a Bronnisburger, okay? So today, we know that Sean Payton talked some shit about Tua. So I'm just wondering, any shot that Tua and Payton McDaniel wanted to lay a little extra thickness on the game today?
You know what? I think if that were the case, McDaniel would have kicked the field goal at the end to get the record.
But that's insult to injury. At that point, that is a little too much. It is point chasing, like he said. Yeah. Did you have anything else to prove after you're up by a 50-burger?
No, you have nothing to prove as far as proving anything, no. But if he really wanted to stick it to him a little bit more, then, I mean, in that situation, and with the fans chanting too, because you could always just fall back on that. It's just, the fans wanted to see it. We were in field goal position. That would be the normal play any other moment in the game in that situation. But, I think they did want to go about it in a respectful way. At the end there, but Tua, and although when you asked me going into the week about Sean Payton, I did say no. I mean, he doesn't look into all those storylines, what people say about him. I believe him when he says it, but he has also said that he does keep receipts. So I thought of that afterwards, and I mean, it could have been in the back of his head.
I think Tua wants to stick it to a lot of people. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey,
I wanted to ask you this. So if he didn't want to put it on him, why did he let Mike White air it out the Chosen?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good point.
That's a good one, Sean. Nice job.
Not just because the backup quarterback is in doesn't mean he has to hand it off every time either.
But he did.
He did.
The game's over. You can really just hand off from that point on. You really don't have to pass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they got the look for it. It was single coverage now. That was Patrick Surtain the second. Over there that was an all Broward County play too. Patrick Surtain the second, Robbie Chosen, and Mike White throwing it to him.
All right. So what do you got going on in the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, covering history today. So I'll be wrapping up here in another hour or so of our game coverage. All the record-breaking numbers, and also, like I mentioned earlier, I'll be writing about that run game, proving a lot of people wrong and proving why this Dolphins front office didn't need to get desperate chasing another running back. So definitely look out for that, and then we'll just keep
more offensive line, by the way.
Yeah, that's part of it too. That's
right? I mean, they've shown us that the offensive line has done a fantastic job, and if Liam Eichenberg all of a sudden steps in and plays well at center and gets by, then you're like, holy crap, man, you found roles for everybody. That's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that, because now if Williams does have to miss time, then we will be saying Eichenberg. But Mike McDaniel didn't seem too worried, but without a firm update on his status.
All right, we'll find out. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. David, as always, thank you, my brother. Enjoy your evening, my friend. We'll catch up on Tuesday, I think.
Thank you, sir. Thursday.
Yeah. That's right.
Appreciate it.
Be good, my brother. Thank you. There you go, the great David Furones with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins post-game report. Call Eric at EJD 305-433-4843. Custom home construction, major home remodeling. And folks, they use shell construction in-house. That's how they keep the cost down. That's how you pay less, but you end up getting quality work. Go to their Instagram page at EJD Construction so you can see a lot of the before and after work, custom home construction, and major home remodeling. 305-433-4843.